other aspects of Jesuit pedagogy, the use of notebooks would become normalized in the 1550s through 60s through written guidelines for the colleges and circular memoranda. These sources reveal a culture of note-taking indebted to scholastic learning methods, which aimed at the rapid comprehension of text through summary and drill, and which valued the cognitive appropriation of course material over verbatim mastery. Dictation and student copying were still used as a means of providing students with text throughout the 16th century. Prior to the widespread availability of cheap paper in the late Middle Ages, most students used reusable media such as wax tablets. Commonplacing. It's all about scale. Commonplacing, the practice of copying excerpts into a thematically or logically organized notebook under a designated heading, became widespread over the course of the 16th century. Of more direct relevance is the relatively well-documented practice of recording lecture notes in the margins of printed books. This is likely a modified form of late medieval pedagogical practice carried over from the manuscript age. Modus Parisiensis, the origin and influence behind the methods. The essential elements of Jesuit techniques were no doubt acquired as part of the Modus Parisiensis, the teaching methods of the Parisian colleges, which so strongly influenced the first generation of Jesuits. Students were expected to invest a considerable amount of time outside of class in maintaining their notebooks and adding supplementary material. These techniques would later serve Jesuits in the field in fulfilling the spiritual mission of the society in preaching, delivering informal lectures on spiritual themes, letter writing, and a host of other activities in which techniques of observation and description, redaction and recall might be called upon. Furnishing the student notebooks, the precursor to the outline. At the Colegio Romano, humanities and rhetoric students were encouraged to copy into their notebooks examples, comparisons, testimonies, sentences, proverbs, and other things that would enrich and embellish orations. The student notebook consequently assumed the form of a collection of notes or glosses on a course text. Lectures furnished one source of information, but consultation of additional materials was clearly the normal practice in stocking the notebook. Notebooks. It's a lifetime journey. The colleges eventually taught both Jesuit and non-Jesuit students, but they originated in the society's need to train Jesuits for ministry. Basic techniques of reading, note-taking, and summarizing aimed to provide individual Jesuits with the tools which would enable them to fulfill the spiritual mission of the society. The discussion of note-taking techniques which occurred within the early society is without parallel in the history of education. There is no similar body of evidence from medieval universities and colleges or any other early modern institution. In truth, no one has captured the essence of classical learning like the Jesuits. The Jesuit way captures the essence of the way, and that is why it still exists as the preeminent education system to this very day.